The Sailor Moon Cosmos is coming out this week. I'm going to take a second and we're just going to talk about a few things that we think is worth knowing before you watch it. Listen, the Sailor Moon tale is long. It's vast. There's so many versions.
We've already, of course, completed season 1, 2, and 3, plus double part movie that finished off the third set in the series, the comic series at least. Leave off with the story of Queen Nehelenia and Helios, the whole like dream arc. Everyone's like high school.
And remember, the series started at 14, just to remind you guys. She's 14 years old, middle school student, and now we're entering high school at 16, which is a little bit older in Japan than it is in the States, right?
10th grade, yes. Yeah. 10th, 11th, 12th. So if we're following the comic book as we should be, that should be where we start off with this movie.
Pretty exciting because up until this point, we were familiar with our Sailor Scouts or Sailor Warriors, right? We have, of course, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, our core group. And then the last 2 seasons, that's where you were really introduced to Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, and Saturn. So in the newer movie, it's very exciting because you are now going to have an introduction to other Sailor Scouts outside of the normal solar system. So there's a lot of new characters that are going to come into play. One of which is our main villain of this movie.
She's the new big bad. She comes in hot. If you saw the trailer,
hot, spicy.
I hope that trailer gave you spooks because man, oh man, that was incredible.
Shadow Galactica.
She is Sailor Galactica. She is, well, without getting too much into detail, she's something to be reckoned with. Like she is not the normal villain we've come across that kind of only targeted just the Moon Kingdom or just the Earth or just like this is
we're talking Vegeta level, like come on now.
The other point to note is she's just something to be scared of. This means that this is probably the darkest of all of the series, in my opinion.
And I love season 3. I think season 3 has been the darkest up to this point. That's Sailor Saturn kind of learning about Hotaru and that whole thing, Uranus, Neptune. This is darker than that, for sure.
Agreed. It's going to be the question of like, is this even going to have a happy ending?
Yeah.
I guess it's something to think about.
Something that's really exciting that I think we should mention is why this is such a big deal for you as viewers. To have this movie coming to the United States. It's taken so long since it was released in Japan, but like honestly, like this is such a treat for anyone who's been watching Sailor Moon since the early 90s. Like it has taken forever for us to get to stars to this chapter.
I mean, you and I reminisce about like what was our first episode, and that's back in middle school days. So we're talking early 2000s.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's 2024, why did me and you have to go find bootlegged VHSs in order to watch Sailor Stars back in the early 2000s?
Only reason why. One of the biggest issues, for those who don't know, and just doing a little research, is the licensing of Sailor Moon. It wasn't dubbed in English at all, unlike its previous seasons.
2 main people who owned the licensing didn't feel like renewing it. Who knows if Naoko Takeuchi had also issues behind releasing things as well, licensure. But I did see was that like due to FCC regulations, especially at the time, this being a children's show.
Yes.
Whatever. There was specific themes, aka starlights that were changing genders or not just starlights, but like Haruka and Michiru, their same sex relationships were more predominant during this specific arc.
Absolutely.
And that was just a no-go from the FCC.
Which is ridiculous because meanwhile in the States, we're out here watching Bunny. And if you know Bugs Bunny from a kid, all those concerns they had about the starlights, I mean, Bugs Bunny was doing the exact same thing. So I'm going to need them to chill on that. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. We talked about Ren and Stimpy, me and you just the other day. It was like Ren and Stimpy, dear Lord have mercy.
Oh
There's
my
a
God.
couple that were completely inappropriate, but we as kids just didn't
Right, but don't
That
let
was just what it
this
was.
Japanese magical girl show ruin our childhood, right? What was it, like 2015? So not too long ago, but 2015 is when Viz Media streamed the first one episode of Sailor Stars, when they were also releasing the series finale of the Sailor Moon Super S as well. And this was all
Yeah.
done on
Yeah.
Hulu. So that was just
Mhm.
one episode in 2015, and it took 4 more years. 2019, okay? That's just 5 years ago, where they finally released Sailor Moon Stars fully in the
Yeah.
United States. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
This came out in 2023, in June of 2023. The
but
fact it took them a damn year plus in order to release internationally is just wild to me. There's no other show that does that really. Demon Slayer maybe
Mhm,
took a while to release Mugen Train. It's not common. Most things release really quickly.
mhm.
I'm excited for the only fact that like newer generational viewers can see it and be excited as
Yeah,
well. So like this Mooney group is not just to our generation and older.
right.
There's going to be new followers to it as well.
Mhm.
I hope they're not jumping straight in from Cosmos, but you know, if that's what's going
Hey,
to
I
get
mean, I
you
guess we'll take what we
excited,
can get,
yeah,
kinda wrap them in later.
that's
I'm
what it
also very
takes.
excited for the new generation, especially with watching the popularity of anime over the years. Not to sound like an old lady, but like it's been incredible. And with
Mhm.
Megan the Stallion girl wearing Sailor Moon and doing her song, like gosh, it's very exciting. I don't want to dream too big and hope that we'll get some more newer Sailor Moon content. Like I'm not gonna dream that big. I think I'm biting off more I can chew. That could be a conversation for later. But the dream is alive, so I'm okay with that. If you are new to our channel, we watch a lot of anime. We are best friends. So if
I feel
you
the dream.
guys are planning to watch Sailor Moon Cosmos, let us know. Tell us what you're excited to know about. We are going to also watch the movie, obviously, and do a review about what we have watched in this newer movie, what was different from what maybe we expected based on like the manga and the 90s version, and
Mm.
what we think about Sailor Moon in the future. So make sure you come back here, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.